Hey, everybody. It's me, it's JBG here once again to talk some WWE news. I've missed you guys. It's so good to see you. Nice to seize you. How's you doing? All that good stuff. So, uh, huge news in WWE recently. We're going to go over actually three pretty big news items. It has not been a good couple of weeks for the WWE. So let's jump right in with the biggest news so far, and that is Roman Reigns has been suspended for 30 days for a violation of the talent wellness policy. Now, what does that mean? Well, what it means is he tested positive. What did he test positive for? We still don't know. We don't know if it was steroids or whether it was marijuana or some other substance, but the talent wellness policy is an agreement that every performer signs that basically says, hey, I will not do drugs, I won't do X, Y, and Z, I won't do all these things. It's a set of rules, and everybody has to sign them. It's part of their contract. And Reigns violated it. They are subject to random drug tests, and he popped positive on a drug test. Now, the interesting thing is, did this result actually affect what happened at Money in the Bank? If you watch the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which was really good, I was pleasantly surprised by it. Roman Reigns lost clean to Seth Rollins. There was no trickeration. There was nothing dirty about it. He just straight up lost. And then right after that, Dean Ambrose, who had won the Money in the Bank contract earlier in the night, came in, cashed his Money in the Bank briefcase against Seth Rollins, covered him, and Dean Ambrose is currently your World Heavyweight Champion. And that brings us back to our question. Did WWE know about this violation, and that's what affected the outcome of the match? No, WWE's not saying, nobody's saying, but here's what leads me to believe that is true. If you watched Raw the very next night after Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns seemed a lot more annoyed. Normally, when the crowd boos him and they chant, "You can't wrestle" and stuff, he brushes it off. He doesn't even acknowledge that it's happening. But this time he did. He acknowledged it several times. He came out there trying to congratulate Dean Ambrose for winning the championship belt, and the crowd just wasn't going to let him say his piece. But instead of ignoring him, you could tell he was annoyed. He was obviously bothered by something. And I would bet money that that's what it is, that the WWE had already let him know, hey, after tonight's show, you're going to be suspended for 30 days. Now, what does this mean going forward? Because the next pay-per-view is WWE Battleground, which is on the 24th of July. Now, his suspension will take him just till a few days prior to that. So this brings up an interesting question. Should he participate in the pay-per-view? As of right now, he's scheduled to be in a triple threat. All three members of the Shield are going to go against each other in the main event of Battleground. But Roman Reigns is not going to be a part of this buildup. He's also going to miss the draft, the live draft that happens on the 19th, where we start splitting wrestlers between Raw and SmackDown. So he's not going to be a part of that either. Now, what they could do is what they did with Stone Cold Steve Austin back in 2002 when he became a free agent for about a week. And the draft happened. And then when he came back, he was able to choose which show he wanted to be on. That seems to be a likely scenario for how they can handle Roman Reigns' absence, since he can't participate in the draft and he'll just barely be able to participate in the pay-per-view, if at all. So put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Should he participate in the pay-per-view or not? Do you think it's going to even affect it? Will WWE just write him into the story, or what's going to happen? I mean, it's the new era now. Everybody knows what went on. It's impossible for them to just write him off and say, he's on vacation or something like that. So we all know what's happened. So how are they going to spin it? Tell me what you think they're going to do. Second big piece of news that happened last Friday, the 17th, Jerry the King Lawler has been suspended indefinitely from the WWE. Most likely his days are done after a domestic violence incident with his fiancée. I think she's 27 years old. He's 49? No, 66. Yeah, he's 66. She's significantly younger. They've been living together for 5 years. They got into an altercation, and spoiler alert, it's a he said, she said thing. They were both intoxicated. She claims that he pulled a gun on her and put it on the kitchen table and told her to kill herself. And then he claims that he scratched his face and gave him a low blow. And so the police really, they had no choice but to bring them both in and charge them both with domestic violence. I'm sure more news is going to come out in the days and weeks ahead as we move forward. But WWE they can't be a part of any of this. Just like with the Hogan incident, just like anything else where these bad things happen, WWE's only response, their only choice, is to immediately distance themselves from the story, what we call go left of bang, just get away. So they had to move away. And who knows if we'll ever see him back on television again. It's highly unlikely, especially if he's charged and convicted of domestic violence. Then absolutely not. He's done. It's not the first time he's had a run-in with the law. I mean, he ran over a cop's foot back in '99 when he was getting a ticket. It's something really stupid, but he's been kind of a stable in Memphis for a really long time. But you know, who knows how it's going to affect him as we go forward. But we'll see as the charges play out. The third one started out as a serious story and has kind of devolved as the truth has come out, and it involves Paige and Alberto Del Rio. Now, it started out on Twitter. There was a picture that came out of Paige in handcuffs being put into an ambulance. And that started this whole speculation about Paige was arrested, and it involved Alberto Del Rio, so it must have been domestic violence and all this stuff. So what's going to happen? But WWE wasn't saying anything about it, so are they trying to cover it up, or what was going on? But as with these things, as they always do, the truth comes out. What had happened was Paige and Alberto Del Rio, after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which was in Las Vegas, had gone out to see a show. And shockingly, they ran into some drunk people. And during the show, this drunk couple was heckling them and wouldn't leave them alone. So Del Rio went to go get security and asked the people to be removed. And then once the show was over, the drunk people stayed outside the show waiting for them so that they could harass them further. And then it got physical from there. And so, again, because everybody was involved, Paige was put in handcuffs, and no word if Del Rio was put in handcuffs or not, but she definitely was. She was questioned by police. She wasn't officially charged with anything. She was ultimately let go and cleared. So that's why the WWE didn't release any official statements and nothing like that, since there was no action taken, no wrongdoing on her part, just drunk people doing drunk people things. That's Vegas. That's what happens. So that's the big news. Those are the three major things going on in the WWE as of the last 2 weeks. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I know it's been a while since we've all talked, and keep those ideas coming, please. We want to know, do you have any ideas for some more top 10 lists that you want us to do? Is there a specific issue you want us to address? Is there a pay-per-view or a pay-per-view idea, or even the brand split? What do you think about all this upcoming news? Is it really going to help? Is Dean Ambrose going to make a great champion? There's a lot of changes going on in the WWE, and could it spell success for us? We really hope so. As fans, that's what we want to see. We want to see things getting shaken up and see how it can take the company moving forward so that we can get the best bang for our buck. So, as always, follow me on Twitter at Chief Joshiola right here. Leave a comment below. Let TYT know if you like this, or if you just want to never see my ugly bald head ever again. Hey, that's fine too. Anyway, thanks so much, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.